welcome to another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack basketball. Join us as we bring you the action live from the court with Tim Parrish. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now for the countdown to tip-off with Tim Parrish, and go Lumberjacks! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. Feels like we were just here last night. Maybe that's because we were. Anyways, tonight we've got Lumberjack boys basketball action on tap for you. And it's been a full night of basketball here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. C-team, JV, and varsity. The C-team got the win over Timberlake C-team earlier, and a come from behind win. JV right now trailing 44-36 in the fourth quarter. We've got just under 5 minutes to go. And then we've got varsity action coming your way right after this this JV game. So lots of basketball action for you. And then we get a day off from basketball. Then on Thursday, the boys will head to Priest River to take on Central Idaho League opponent, the Priest River Spartans. We have a little bit of a shortened pregame today. We don't have any senior spotlight or any interviews this evening, so we're going to be jumping right into the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off, and we'll do so right after a word from our sponsors.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. JV ball going on right now for the boys basketball team. And it is currently 46-38 in favor of Timberlake JV with 1:44 to go in the contest. Taking a look at the Central Idaho League standings. Let's see here. The Orofino Maniacs still up top right now. And that is with a 3-0 league record, 9-0 overall. Their last game was a 51-37 win over the Priest River Spartans. That was on the 9th of January. They are at Lewiston tonight. And I didn't write down Max Prep's rankings for all of our league opponents, but we will take a look at a couple of Max Prep's rankings for at least St. Mary's and Priest River. Priest River is second in Max Prep's. The St. Mary's Lumberjacks 1-0 in league play, 6-1 overall. They beat Potlatch 75-42 on the 8th. They are at Priest River on the 15th. St. Mary's is 9th in the Idaho sports rankings. I think I mentioned that Orofino is 3rd in the Idaho sports rankings. The Lumberjacks are also ranked 8th in Max Preps in the state of Idaho. The Priest River Spartans 1-2 in league play, 2-6 overall. They lost at Grangeville 63-62. And that might be. I didn't think Priest River had won a league game yet, but maybe they beat Kellogg. They must have beat Kellogg. Anyways, Priest River 1-2 in league play, 2-6 overall. They lost at Grangeville by a score of 63-62 on the 10th. They are hosting St. Mary's on the 15th. They are 18th in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings. The Grangeville Bulldogs 1-2 in league play, 1-8 overall. They beat the Spartans 63-62 on the 10th. They will host Kamei tonight, and they are on 22nd in the Idaho Sports Rankings. The Kellogg Wildcats 0-2 in league play, 4-6 overall. They they beat Timberlake the other night on the 10th by a score of 72-50. They are hosting Orofino on the 16th. They are 16th in the Idaho Sports Rankings. That's a look at the Central Idaho League standings. We'll take a break, come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Tip-Off after a word from our sponsors.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linger. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top grade roofing and construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium, and it is basketball night in St. Mary's. The Lumberjack boys hosting the Timberlake Tigers. JV game just about ready to wrap up, and the JV boys going to fall to Timberlake by a score of 48-38 for the JV action. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to tip off right here on 1240 KOFE on your radio dial, on the AM dial. Also, we have a YouTube audio stream. You can find that link on our Facebook page, or maybe you are tuned in on the NFHS network camera here in Lumberjack Gymnasium. We provide the play-by-play for that as well. And also, we want to invite everybody to our Facebook page, and if you feel like doing so, subscribe to our Facebook page. All of it, every little bit helps in what we do as far as within the community or out here broadcasting Lumberjack sports, getting to games and all of that. Lumberjack boys coming out on the floor right now to start their warm-ups. The Timberlake Tigers down here warming up here on the near side, and we're ready to get things going just about tonight. They put 20 minutes up on the clock, so we'll be getting started with the tip-off pretty close to 7:30 this evening. Taking a look at the polls and power rankings. So this is for Idaho Sports. It's also for the coaches poll and for Max Preps. So in the power rankings for Idaho Sports, the top 5 is Wendell, New Plymouth, Orofino, West Jefferson, and Ambrose. In the coaches poll, the top 5 is Wendell, and then tied for second, St. Mary's, Declo, and New Plymouth. And 5th is Orofino. In the Max Preps rankings, this is what they seed the state tournament with at the end of the year for the teams that make it into the state tournament. The top 5 is St. Mary's, Orofino, Wendell, Ryrie, and New Plymouth. And with that being said, if the state tournament began today and St. Mary's was in it, Orofino was in it, those two teams would be on the opposite ends of the bracket with a chance to meet each other in the state championship game. So it'd be really cool to see this Max Preps ranking stay, though, just the way it is all year long. But, hey, we'll see what happens. I just noticed it looks like the Lumberjacks will be without Marcus Speakman tonight. So I don't know if he's dealing with a little bit of an injury or something, but he is in street clothes down on the bench with his coaches right now while the rest of the team gets warmed up. So St. Mary's will be without one of their post players tonight. So that leaves them, they're still plenty deep, but it just leaves them a little bit short on a little bit of their height. Anyways, we're going to take another break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Tip-Off after a word from our sponsors.
Jack Mule Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Mule Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Mule Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. We're getting ready for a non-league battle between the 3A Central Idaho League Lumberjacks and the 4A Intermountain League Timberlake Tigers. And today, interesting, I was trying to do some prep work, get ready for this game, and I had clicked on Max Preps on a what was the exact symbol for the Timberlake Tigers. And when I started going through looking at it, I thought, that just does not look right. I don't recognize those names. It was a team out of Oklahoma that is also the Timberlake White Tigers. They use the exact same logo as the White Tigers of Timberlake from up in Rathdrum, Idaho. So it took me a second to catch on, but I just wanted to throw that out there as a little interesting fact. There is another team in the United States that is called the Timberlake Tigers and uses the exact same logo and everything if you look on Max Preps, but they are out of Oklahoma. Anyway, Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off. I want to give another shout-out. We don't shout these guys out enough, but Talk About It and Travis Bryant here in St. Mary's. They are the sponsor of our Player of the Game for Lumberjack Sports, the Talk About It Player of the Game. And they feed our Player of the Game some yummy food over there, of course. And I had lunch/dinner from over there today. And holy smokes, that burrito was probably about 1 pound and delicious. So if you're looking for something during the day, lunch, getting close to dinner time, head over to Talk About It right across from XXX Feeds here in St. Mary's. Anyways, back to the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off, and we'll take a look around the area in high school sports, starting off with girls basketball. Lumberjack girls having a rough season, 0-4 in league play, 0-8 overall. They lost last night 47-25 to the Potlatch Loggers, and they will be hosting the Grangeville Bulldogs on Saturday. In wrestling, the wrestlers will be at a couple of different tournaments this week. Magic Valley tournament on the 16th and the 17th. That's probably for your main varsity wrestlers. And then there's going to be a JV/girls tournament. It's the JV and girls Lewiston tournament. That'll be on the 16th. So 16th and 17th for some of the wrestlers, and the 16th for the rest of the wrestlers. We want to wish them good luck. And a shout out again for how well our cheerleaders did at their competition in Lewiston this last weekend. I think they had a couple of second places and a third place or something like that in that competition. So congratulations to the Lumberjack cheer team. Now on to the Lakeside Knights. The Lakeside boys, 3-0 in league play, 8-0 overall. They beat Clark Fork 78-31 on the 9th. They are at Bonners Ferry tonight. The Lakeside girls, 2-0 in league play, 7-9 overall. They lost 59-49 to Bonners Ferry on the 7th. They will be at Lake Roosevelt in Washington on the 17th. The Kootenai Warriors, they haven't played any league games yet, boys or girls, but the boys are 1-4 overall. They lost 60-28 to Post Falls C team in their last game. They will be at Wallace on the 14th. The Kootenai Warriors girls, again, haven't played a league game, but they are 2-3 overall. They lost 55-20 to Potlatch on the 7th. They are at Wallace on the 14th. And that is a look around the area in high school sports action. We'll take another break, come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Tip-Off after a word from our sponsors.
The name says it all. Taco Bout It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco Bout It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco Bout It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco Bout It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks.
If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has Legetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special?
They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. We've got about 7 minutes until opening ceremonies. And another quick shout out to Triple X Feeds. I really need to change their promotion there. It is well past fall, even though it doesn't really feel like we've had winter yet. But the message still remains the same. They are your one-stop shop here in St. Mary's for all of your farm needs. So if you're needing farm foods or supplies, pet foods, all of that, they have it right there at Triple X Feeds. Yeah, let's see. Taking a look at St. Mary's Lumberjacks so far this season. Let's go over a few notable numbers right now. Mentioned this a few times. St. Mary's comes into tonight's game 6-1. They're on a 6-game win streak. Lumberjacks are undefeated so far this year at home. 1-1 on the road, 2-0 at a neutral site, and 1-0 in conference play. At home in Coach Chase's career for Lumberjack boys basketball head coach, he is 94-16. Coach Chase needs 6 more wins to hit 100 home wins in Lumberjack Gymnasium. That is for boys only. We're really close to 300 career wins coaching boys and girls basketball for head coach Brian Chase. But coaching the boys, Brian Chase has 204 wins to 68 losses, a 75% winning percentage. So pretty big numbers and pretty impressive numbers for head coach Brian Chase and the Lumberjacks. As a team, St. Mary's averaging 63 points per game. They are shooting 43% from the field, 32% from three-point range, 64% from the charity stripe, averaging 32 rebounds per game, 9 assists, and 10 steals. Their opponents are averaging 52 points per game, 40% from the field, 31% from three-point range, 63% from the charity stripe, 24 rebounds per game, and 5 assists. And I think it's somewhere around 6 steals per game for Lumberjacks opponents. On the scoring side of things, the leading scorer for St. Mary's is the senior J.J. Yearout. He's averaging 21 points per game, shooting 46% from the field on the season. He's also averaging 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals per game. Second leading scorer is Xavier Sloper. He's averaging 10 points per game. He is also averaging 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal per game. Landon Ribrick, he's averaging 9 points per game, shooting 51% from the field. And for a big man, he's a 6'7" post, 57% from three-point range. Not quite averaging the amount of rebounds you'd think for the post player here on Lumberjack, but he does average about 5 rebounds per game. Also at 9 points per game, Isaiah Gustav. He's about 60% from three-point range, which is actually huge because he was at like 33% before the last game. So he brought that three-point percentage way up. He's averaging 6 rebounds per game for St. Mary's. From there on up, you've got 6 points a game for Jack Barta, 4 points a game for Jackson Harold, 2 points a game for Brock Barta, 3 points a game for Marcus Speakman. So that's what we looked at there for that. Now let's take a look at the Timberlake Tigers. I mentioned they are 4A Intermountain League, 3-5 on the season. They have not played any league games just yet. Their head coach is Justin Henry in his first year. The Tigers are 15th in the max press rankings in 4A. They are averaging just 49 points per game while giving up 53 points per game to their opponents. They are currently on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to Kellogg on the 10th by a score of 72-50. The Tigers were 9-11 last year, 0-2 in league play. Key returner to look at tonight, senior Max Simpson. He was first team all-league last year. He also averages, Max Simpson, he's averaging right around 12 points per game for the Tigers. St. Mary's did play the Tigers in the Jamboree at the beginning of the season, and you can't really say much about it, but St. Mary's did come away with 32-25 in the half of play that they played against Timberlake at that jamboree. So let's take a quick. I wanted to give another thing about JJ here. I missed it. 824 career points officially, unofficially, as he is trying to reach that 1,000-point career goal for Lumberjack basketball. I'd be the first one in quite a while that has had 1,000 points for St. Mary's, because I can't remember one since I've been doing games, and I've been doing them since 2013, a little bit before that, actually. So we're hoping to get JJ to that 1,000-point mark. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more after this. Actually, we'll be back with starting lineups and the opening tip after this.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and now we'll get the starting lineups for your teams, starting with the Timberlake Tigers. First starter is the senior, number 12, Max Simpson. The next starter is number 20, Billy Valieres. Number 21 of Lake Hyacinth. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. We got number 23 of Brant Rush. And the number 34 of Brendan Martin. The Tigers, of course, coached by Justin Henry. He's assisted by Bryce Johnson, Mike LaFontaine, Rob Rainey, and Michael Thompson. Now the starting lineup for your St. Mary's Lumberjacks. It'll be the 5'8 senior guard, number 3, Jack Barta. The 6'2 senior guard, number 4, J.J. Yearout. It will be the number 5'6" senior guard, Isaiah Gustav. Then we've got the junior post standing at 6'7", number 21, Lyndon Ribrick. And rounding out the lineup, 6' senior guard, number 32, Xavier Sloper. Lumberjacks, of course, coached by Brian Chase. He's assisted by Donnie Eberlin, Randy Bechtel, AJ Bechtel, Shepard, and just too many to list down there. Lumberjacks will be wearing white with green. The Timberlake Tigers green with their white numbers or gold numbers. St. Mary's going left to right on your radio dial. J.J. Yearout will be at the midcourt circle. He'll be going up against the number 12 of Max Simpson. So it's the 6'4" or so JJ going up against the 6'6" Simpson. And JJ has a little bit of a, not an advantage necessarily, but he has that 43-inch vertical to help him out when he's undersized a little bit to the opponent. He has not lost an opening tip, still has it. And the Lumberjack will find Isaiah Gustav on the opening tip with the assist from Sloper. St. Mary scores first with not even 10 seconds off the clock. Tigers bring it back the other way, working it on the left side of the floor. Then in the corner, three-point shot on the way by Rush. It's up and good by Brant Rush. We have a lead change. Timberlake Tigers knock down the 3. 3-2 is the score. St. Mary's has the ball. It's going to be in the hands of Barta. He's working right, drives into the lane. Little stutter, kicks it to Gustav. Gustav to Sloper. Sloper for 3. That one's off the mark with the air ball. St. Mary's gets the rebound, though. I believe it was Barta. He's going to get it to Ribrick with the short corner jumper. It won't go. Rebound goes to the Tigers. They'll bring it the other way. Blake Hydison has it. He's going to swing it to the corner. Actually, it was Simpson driving, had the ball stripped out of their hands. A steal by Sloper. Yearout to Barta. Barta goes in strong. Shot won't go for him. There for the putback is Landon Ribrick. 4-3. St. Mary's reclaims the lead. Timberlake has it left side. Driving from the baseline is Rush. He's going to lay it up and in left side. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Coach Chase. It's a quick 30-second timeout. It is 5-4 in favor of the Tigers. Coach Chase not liking something that's going on down there early on.
You're listening to Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 AM, St. Mary's, Idaho. North Idaho's classic hits.
And we are back. Took a quick minute there for a liner there, a little ID. And St. Mary's trails 5-4 to the Tigers. St. Mary's gave up a baseline there. Coach Chase, I don't think, was too happy about it. Takes a quick 30-second timeout. Tries to rally in his troops. St. Mary's will have possession as they'll inbound from baseline. Got a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Looks like a man press coming from the Tigers. Into Sloper. Sloper trapped. He's going to get it to, turnover St. Mary's. The steal for the Tigers. 3-point shot up. No good by Timberlake. They got the rebound. They'll set their offense back up again. Driving from the right side is Simpson. That shot is no good. I actually don't think that was Simpson. Rebound tipped out to the Tigers. That was number 23. That was Rush. Simpson has it up top. Gives it to Rush on the right side. Rush is going to penetrate. Gets off to Simpson. Simpson's shot, partially blocked, but also going to get a piece of this hand. I believe Isaiah Gustav picks up his first foul. That'll send the Tigers to the charity stripe. They lead 5-4. Going to the free throw line, it is Simpson. Simpson steps up to the free throw line, toes the line, shot on the way. Nice touch, just been good. Sloper's going to come out of the game. Jackson Harold checks in for him. Second free throw on the way. Both free throws up and good for Simpson. 3-point lead for the Tigers. That's the largest lead of the game for either team. Barta has it, gets it up to Gustav. Gustav hands it off to Year Out. Year Out triggers the three. Good. Gustav with an assist. We do have a whistle. The foul was on the shot. So JJ is going to get the 4-point play here. The foul goes against the 34. That's Martin. Year Out, 68% from the free throw line. He misses the free throw. Rebound goes to the Tigers, and we have our first tie of the contest, 7-all. Timberlake has it. Jackson Harold gets a steal there. St. Mary's back the other way. Three-pointer on the way by Barta, in and out. That thought it was going to fall in for him, but it wouldn't. Rebound to the Tigers. Coming back the other way. It is in the hands of Heisen. He's going to get it up to Simpson, now to Rush. Rush drives from the left side. Goes up against Gustav, and he's able to put that up and good. Through the pressure in space. JJ Yearot's going to drive the other way. Dishes off to Isaiah. Isaiah high off the glass. Up and good from the left side. Yearot with the assist. Another tie, 9-9 here early first quarter. There's a travel by Simpson. He was looking for somebody to ditch it as he drove the blocks on the left side. Nobody to ditch. Took that extra step, and he'll turn the ball over. Coming out is Jack Barta. Coming in is Brock Barta. Like to see Brock have a game. He's been a little rusty this year. Only averaging a couple points a game. Jackson Harold has it right side of the floor for the Lumberjacks. All tied up, 9 apiece. Out to Brock Barta. Brock directing traffic. He's going to swing it up to Gustav. Gustav right wing. He's calling for a screen from Harold. Takes it left, gets it up to Brock. Brock drives all the way underneath, flips it out to Harold. Harold's going to go up and put it up and good. One dribble and nothing good. I'm still going to give Brock the assist. 11-9. St. Mary's takes the lead. Timberlake has it right corner. Going underneath into the lane is Shively. Kicks the ball back out into the hands of Hyacin. He's going to turn around and put the shot up and good. Another tie ball game. St. Mary's turns it over on the other end. I didn't see who turned it over. 11-all, 4 minutes to go, first period. Tigers looking into the low post. Back out to the top. Three-pointers from Simpson on the way. It's off the mark. Ball tipped around. Timberlake with the rebound. They'll reset their offense. Back into the hands of Simpson. Simpson flips it to Hyacin. Hyacin left side. Going to go all the way short corner. Pulls up jumper. No good. Rebound goes to Harold. St. Mary's the other way. Harold over to Barta. Barta, little head fake. Back to the top to Harold. Swings it to Gustav left side. Back to the top to Year Out. Year Out. Guarded closely. Get a foul there against the Tigers. Get push. Again, teams don't like to give JJ Year Out a lot of room. And that's no different here right now with Timberlake. They're playing right in the face of Year Out. Shively picks up that foul. His first into the backcourt to Jack Barta. Trying to see who all has come out. I think JJ and Isaiah are out. Going to get it into Rib. Ribrick spins, shot up and good in the lane from Ribrick. 13-11, St. Mary's re-establishes themselves in front. Tigers, three-point shot on the way from Brandon Rush. That shot is no good. Ball is loose. Coming up with it is Brock Barta. Over to Jack Barta, now into Rib. Ribrick's going to spin. He's trying to get a shot off. I think Lumberjack fans thought there might have been a foul. Not going to get the call, though, and instead it's a travel on Ribrick. And Ribrick will get a breather. JJ Year Out goes in. St. Mary's with the lead, 13-11, 2:52 to go in the first period. Tigers inbound. Lumberjacks with some backcourt pressure. JJ's going to deflect that out of bounds with a kickball. They've coached him up to be moving those legs and everything on those inbound passes. Inbound again. St. Mary's again with that pressure in the backcourt. Simpson has it. Get to pass that down the floor. Bad pass. Going to be a turnover on the Tigers. St. Mary's creates a turnover with their press. Sloper brings it across. Sloper swings it over to Brock. Brock back to Jack. Back to Brock. Now looking to JJ. He's triple teamed. Ball deflected out of bounds by the Tigers. You know, that might be about the only way you can slow JJ down is to triple team him. JJ will inbound from side court. Gets it into Jack. Jack Barta controls it up top. He's going to work left, gets it to Sloper. Sloper drives. Blocking foul against the Tigers. Foul number 3 on Timberlake. That foul goes against the number 21 of Hyacinth. And they're going to call it a shooting foul, so it'll send Sloper to the charity stripe. Xavier 75% on the season from the free throw line. 2:18 to go, first period, 13-11. St. Mary's leads. First free throw off the mark by Sloper. St. Mary's struggled a little bit against Potlatch from the free throw line. That's about the only place in the shooting averages they did struggle. But they definitely need to pick that back up. That second free throw will fall in for Xavier. 14-11, St. Mary's with a 3-point advantage. Tigers trying to bring it down the sideline. And there's going to be a deflection I'll call for Barta. That's Brock Barta playing some stiff defense on the sideline against 34 of Martin. Timberlake gets it in. Back in the hands of Martin. Martin up top, guarded by Yearout. Looks like a man defense from St. Mary's. Lumberjacks have been playing a lot of man this year, I think. Down into the lane, back out. Martin, top of the key. Spins away from Barta. Going to get a 3-point shot on the way by Shively. It's no good. Ball tipped around. Going to get a foul on the rebound. And the foul goes against Timberlake. I believe it's a push. And it goes against the number 23 of Rush. Brock Barta will check out. Checking back in is Gustav. I think that's our only substitution. With less than 2 to go in the first half or first quarter, Lumberjacks with the ball. Sloper drives right side into the lane. Can't find anywhere to go with it, and it'll be a backcourt violation on St. Mary's. He got trapped in the lane looking for Jack Barta, and Jack was a little bit too far away to chase that down. 1:45 to go first period. 14-11, St. Mary's leads it. Into Hyacinth. Hyacinth guarded by Jack Barta. He's looking for help. Gets Simpson up, right wing. Now into the hands of Rush. Rush into the lane. Kicks the ball out to Hyacinth. 3-point on the way. Won't go in. Rebound to Sloper. St. Mary's the other way. Sloper takes it right side. He's going to drive. Kicks it out to... No, that's going to be an offensive foul on Sloper. Going to call it a charge that they took. And that's it. Basically a turnover as well. Sloper's going to come out with that one. That is foul number 1. Also, he hit the ground kind of hard. I think he might have hit his knee or something on the ground. Brock Barta back in. Timberlake has it. Rush trying to drive on Gustav. Instead, they get it out to Shively. Shively's 3 is short. Rebound taken by the Tigers. They'll reset their offense. Into the corner to Martin. Left side. Back to Rush. Around the horn to Hyacinth. Hyacinth gets a screen. Drives the lane. Gets the ball stripped out. And then a block shot by Yearout. Then they're going to find Gustav at the other end for the run out. Lumberjacks with their largest lead of the game. 5 points. Going to get another steal by St. Mary's. 3-pointer on the way by Yearout. It won't go. Rebound to Gustav. St. Mary's resets their offense. Back out to Brock Barta. Brock over to Jack. Jack on the left side. Going to flip it over into Rib. Rib's triple teamed. And almost has the ball taken away from him. Goes up to put the shot up. It's no good, but he'll be fouled. And it'll send Rib to the free throw line. Landon Ribrick 60% from the charity stripe. 16-11, St. Mary's leads, 15 on the clock, basically. Ribrick's first free throw up and good. Jackson Harold's going to check in. JJ Yearout gets a breather. Waiting for Rib's second free throw. On the way. That one is good as well. 7-point lead for the Lumberjacks, largest lead of the contest for either team. Almost a steal by St. Mary's in the backcourt. Going to get a jump ball as Barta ties it up, and the possession arrow favors the Tigers, so they'll re-inbound from in front of their bench. Brendan Martin to trigger it in. 9 seconds on the clock. Waiting to get the ball dried off and ready to get it in. Into the backcourt. It is Hyacin. He's working against Jack Barta. Flips it over to Martin. Martin hands it off to Renault. Going to get a steal by Gustav. But Gustav can't do nothing with it. He has no time trying to drive it to the rim. 17-11, St. Mary's leads in the end of the first period. We'll be back. Bundle up for big savings at the Country Fair in St. Mary's. It's the Winter Blowout Sale. Get 50% off winter fashion, select clearance items up to 75% off, and Christmas items marked down 75%. Cold weather styles, hot deals, and limited quantities. So don't wait. Shop local and save big at the Country Fair, Main Street, St. Mary's. When it's gone, it's gone. When you gotta go, make sure you're good to go with St. Joe Potty Huts. From construction sites to community events, weddings to weekend gatherings, St. Joe Potty Huts keeps it clean, convenient, and odor-free. Local, dependable, and fast. Your restroom solution is just a call away at 208-245-4887. For clean units, quick delivery, and service you can count on, choose St. Joe Potty Huts. Serving St. Mary's and the St. Joe Valley. Call 208-245-4887 and keep your event running smoothly.
No.
And we are back. And I don't want to take away a point from Rib because he made both of his free throws, but for some reason, maybe there was a 3-ball. It wasn't a 3-ball. Because I thought I seen our coach is checking with the scoreboard as well. I thought it was 18-11. Anyway, St. Mary's has possession here in the second quarter. Scoreboard says 17-11. Into Yearout underneath. Short corner jumper from Ribrick is up and good. JJ Yearout with the assist. Not sure who JJ is in for. I think it was Brock Barta. Lumberjacks forcing the turnover. No, they're going to call a foul against St. Mary's. They're going to get Isaiah with a foul down here in the corner. That will be Isaiah's second foul. Checking in for Isaiah is Sloper. I got to take a point off of somebody somewhere. Timberlake has it. 3-point shot by Martin. Left short. Yearout tracks down the rebound. Coming the other way is Jack Barta. He's going to dish it off to Ribrick. Ribrick gets it up underneath. Tries to spin for the jump shot. It won't go. Rebound goes to Timberlake. Instead of, I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I don't want to take a point away from Rib. I know he made both of his free throws. The only thing I can think of is a 3-pointer that was maybe not a 3. Cross-court pass to the top of the key for Hyacin. He's going to hand it off. No, he still has it. Pivots into the free throw, into the lane. Shot up and good for Hyacin. St. Mary's has it. Sloper drives in, kicks it out to Rib. Rib, little pump fake. Tried to work his way around the defense and contested shot and does so. 21-13 according to the scoreboard. St. Mary's bringing it the Tigers bringing it the other way. Driving, kicking the ball back out to Hyacinth. Hyacinth right from left side. Has the ball stripped away, regathers, kicks it. Nope, tries to swing it over to Martin on the right side. Instead, he'll turn it over. Jack Barta comes out. Brock Barta comes in. I'm just going to leave my score on my tablet the way it is. Maybe I'll get a look at the scorebook after the game and determine where there might have been a mistake made on my side, and we'll fix it that way. Bringing it down for St. Mary's is Brock Barta. Works it to the left side. Now back to the top to Rip. Over to Holder, or not the Holder. That's Harold. I'm going to get a foul on number 20. It's a push. That foul goes against Valieras. St. Mary's will re-inbound, side court, into Brock Barta. Brock signals the offense, has the ball between the circles, swings over to Harold. Harold looking into Sloper. Sloper, little fake pass. Now he's into the lane, kicks it out to Rib. Rib straight away, 3 off the mark. Rebound to the Tigers. Bring it down for the Tigers is Rush. Rush has it across the timeline. He's going to give it up to Simpson. Simpson looking. Going to swing it back over to Rush. Rush is going to go to the right side. Hands it off back to Simpson up top. Now back to Rush, right wing. He's going to pull up for the three-pointer. Leaves it a little short. Rebound goes to Harold. Harold with a pass way down the court. Coming up with it is Brock Barta. I don't think it was intended to Barta, but that's who ends up with it. Barta's going to get a three-point shot. It's short. Rebound to the Tigers, Martin. Martin picks up his dribble. Gets it to Rush at the midcourt circle. Rush brings it left side, hands it off to Valieras. Valieras drives the lane, kicks it back out to Simpson. Simpson kicks it to the corner to Martin. Martin with a 3, but it's going to be an offensive foul on the Tigers. JJ's going to come out. So does Ribrick. Gustav checks in. The foul still hasn't been put up on the board for who it goes against. 4:45 to go, first half, 21-13. St. Mary's leads. The foul went against Simpson. That is his first. Second team foul here in the second quarter. 21-13, St. Mary's leads. Tigers on defense, backcourt press. Get it into Brock Barta. Brock's going to work his way right. Now back to the middle, hands off. Swings over to Sloper. Sloper to a cutting Gustav. Gustav gets triple teamed. He's going to bounce it off of a Tiger. It's going to go out of bounds. St. Mary's will retain possession with 23 on the shot clock. Martin's going to come in for the Tigers, checking out at Shively. Lumberjacks inbound baseline into Sloper. It's up and good. Give Brock Barta an assist there. 23-13. Lumberjacks up by 10. Largest lead of the contest for either side. Tigers have it right wing. Driving that was Valieras. Valieras out to Martin. Martin gets called for the travel. Substitution's coming. St. Mary's coming back in. Well, we're going to get a timeout, it looks like. It is a 30-second timeout taken by St. Mary's. 23-13, St. Mary's up. We'll be back.
Thing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and we're back after the quick timeout by the Lumberjacks. Oh, I don't have my crowd light turned up. There we go. And let's see here. I think St. Mary's only has one three-pointer made. That's year out. St. Mary's with the ball going the other way. Jack Barta has it. Brock is still in the game. Gonna have it to JJ. JJ kicks it out to Jack Barta. 3-pointer from the corner. No good. Rebound fought for, pulled in by the Tigers. Tigers have it left corner. Left wing now. Valiera is looking to get it into Simpson. Simpson can't hold on to the pass, and we'll just call that a turnover on Potlatch. Or I don't know why I keep wanting to say a different team. This is Timberlake. JJ year out. Drive short corner left side. Gets it to Ribrick. Ribrick's jumper pops in off the rim. Another assist for year out. 25-13. St. Mary's lead is 12. Timberlake looking to the low post to Simpson. Simpson has the ball stripped away as he's trying to go up for a shot. And finally, a whistle and a foul against St. Mary's. I think Simpson gets hit in the nose. That foul goes against Sloper, his second foul. Tigers will inbound baseline. Coming back in for the Lumberjacks is Harold. Sloper will come in. St. Mary's has a couple of guys with 2 fouls. Ribrick with 12 points in the contest. Timberlake has it into their left wing. Back down to the corner to Martin. Cross court to Hyacinth. 3-pointer, no good. Ball tipped around on the rebound. Still fighting for it. And the Tigers pull it in. Going to get a shot up again. That one no good. Rebound to year out. Year out will bring it across for St. Mary's. Under 3 to play in the half. 25-13. St. Mary's up by 12. Barta drives. Kicks the ball. Nope. Looking for an outlet. They're going to say he traveled, and he's not really disputing it too much. He did pivot on that foot, but he must have shuffled it just a little. Turnover St. Mary's. Timberlake brings it back the other way. Hyacinth trying to feed it inside. Harold picks it off. Finds Barta. Barta gets a little bit too far underneath the rim. Misses the shot. Rebound to Timberlake. Timberlake has it, top of the key. They're going to hand it off to Rush. Rush working on Jack Barta. He's going to penetrate. Might have took an extra step there. No whistle. Big block shot by Year Out. Rebound to Barta. Barta puts a shot up the other way. It's no good. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball call, and the possession will go to the Tigers. St. Mary's a little bit of a press going. Maybe more of a trap at the half-court line. Tigers get it across, right side of the floor, down to the corner, into the hands of Shorts. 3-point shot away by Martin. It's no good. Tigers with the rebound. Driving left side, kicking it to the corner. Valieres for 3. His 3 won't go. Putback won't go. Rebound goes to Barta. St. Mary's takes it the other way. Brock Barta to Harold. Harold back up to Brock, around to Jack. Jack left corner. He's going to drive baseline. Kicks it to top to Brock. Brock for 3, just off the front of the rim. No good. And a rebound to the Tigers, and I think we're going to go foul. Jackson Harold will get a foul called on him. Jack Barta comes out. Bill Dickinson checks in. $1:19 to go first half. Tigers have it. Valieres down into Martin. Martin kicks it out to Short. Short to the top to Simpson. Simpson into the lane. Shot is blocked by Rib. Missed shot, but a rebound to the Tigers. And we have a whistle and a foul on Dickinson. That'll put the Tigers to the free throw line. Tigers have not scored since really early second quarter. Simpson 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, though. He should change that here. And actually, the old broadcast curse, he misses the first free throw. (25-13). Second free throw, good. 1 minute to go in the half. St. Mary's leads 25-14. Brock Barta brings it down for Lumberjacks. St. Mary's has it. Harold drives, spins from the left side, goes up strong, counts the bucket. Nice move by Jackson Harold. 40 seconds. 27-14. St. Mary's with the lead. Simpson swings it to the left corner. Now to the wing. Martin up to the free throw line. Takes the shot, dishes it off. Dickinson going to get called for foul there. Going to get a hold. Foul number 5 on St. Mary's. Puts Simpson back to the free throw line late in the half. So Simpson 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. First free throw is going to take a high hop off the back of the rim and fall through. Shively checks in for the Tigers. 27-15, St. Mary's leads it. Lumberjacks still hold on to a 12-point lead. Second free throw on the way. That one in and out. Rebound a year out. And we're going to get a whistle going the other way. It was a foul against the Tigers. Dickinson comes out. Barta checks in. The foul goes against Short. That's his first. Nobody in foul trouble for the Tigers. They've got a lot of fouls, but everybody has one. Just about everybody that's been in the first half has one foul for Timberlake. Jack Barta takes it across the timeline right side, hands off to Brock. Brock to the top of the key. Hands it off to Year Out. Year Out, little head fake, drives in, lays it up and in. Nice move by Year Out on the layup. 29-15, St. Mary's doubled up on the Tigers. Basically doubled up. It's a 14-point lead. Lumberjacks with some good defense. Spin, shot at the buzzer. Up and good by the number 25 of Dylan Smith. And that's how the first half will end. St. Mary's leads it 29-17. We'll take a break, come back with a look at the halftime numbers.
The crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute.
Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company, local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linger. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
It's halftime here, Lumberjack Gymnasium, in a first quarter battle. St. Mary's and the Tigers were really close. St. Mary's was able to stretch the lead out. Still anybody's game, 29-17. St. Mary's with a 12-point lead at the break. I could have swore it should have been 30-17, but I took away the only three-pointer St. Mary's had in the game was J.J. Yearouts, and that's really the only place that the discrepancy could have been between my score and the scoreboard. So I took that away and gave J.J. a 2-point bucket instead for that. So that's about where we are. St. Mary's outscored the Tigers 11-6 in the second period of play. St. Mary's shooting 72% from two-point range in the first half, while the Tigers were at 46%. St. Mary's has not made a three-pointer yet, according to, well, what I think it is. 0-7 from downtown, while the Tigers are 1-12. Just shooting 8% from outside. 52% field goal percentage for St. Mary's. The Tigers at 26%. 60% from the charity stripe for the Lumberjacks. 67% for Timberlake. St. Mary's has been out-rebounded a little bit, 13-17. St. Mary's just has 3 offensive rebounds. Timberlake has 8. Defensive rebounds, St. Mary's with 10, the Tigers with 9. First half fouls, 7 for the Lumberjacks, 8 for the Tigers. Only thing is for St. Mary's, they have a couple of guys with 2 fouls apiece. Timberlake, all their fouls were one person, not one person, but every foul was a different guy. They have nobody with more than 1 foul. So that's a positive for the Tigers. St. Mary's has a couple of guys with 2 fouls. What else do we got? Turnover points. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know why I put down 10 for, that's 10, that's turnovers. So St. Mary's has 6 points off of Timberlake turnovers, and the Tigers have no points off of St. Mary's turnovers. Points off the bench, St. Mary's with 4, Timberlake with 2. Taking a look at the individual scoring, Timberlake's leading scorer right now is Brant Rush. He has 7 points. Max Simpson, who averages 12 per game, has 4 points. Rush actually averages 14 per game. So he is halfway to his average. Late Hyacin has 4 points, and Dylan Smith with 2 off the bench. Only 4 scores for the Timberlake Tigers. In the first half, it's been all Landon Ribrick. He has 12 points in the first half of play. Isaiah Gustav with 6. Jackson Harold has 4. J.J. Yearout with just 4. And Xavier Sloper with 3. They're doing a good job of trying to keep J.J. Yearout from taking control of this game, but Second half has been JJ's games in several games, so we'll see what adjustments they make to get JJ more involved as well. Leading rebounder year out has 4 for the Lumberjacks. In the assist category, Jack Barter with 2. In the steal category, Jackson Harold leads the team with 2. St. Mary's had 5 steals in the first half, 3 blocked shots in the first half, and 7 assists in the first half. Timberlake with just 1 assist, no blocked shots, and 1 steal. So St. Mary's doesn't, obviously both teams will make some adjustments at the break. And really, I think Timberlake's going to try to find a way to get some better looks at the basket, while St. Mary's is just going to try to probably see if they can get JJ a little bit more involved, make him more of a threat. But again, teams can try to take JJ away. I really don't know if any team will hold JJ to less than 10 points in the contest, but even if they do restrict JJ to what he can do with some, double teams and stuff like that, it's going to open up somewhere else for the Lumberjacks. And St. Mary's has multiple guys that can score points down there. So as it's shown tonight with Ribrick in double digits already. 29-17 at the half, a minute 56 to go before the second half. We'll take a break. Be back with the second half after this.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back. St. Mary's will start the second half with possession. Teams will switch in. St. Mary's right to left on your radio dial. Jack Barta controls it for the Lumberjacks. Brings it across the timeline. Hands it off to Year Out. Year Out guarded by Martin. Swings over to Sloper left side. Sloper back to Barta. Barta looks to the free throw line. Kicks it back out to Sloper. Sloper work left side. Takes it to the free throw line. Pull up jumper. Nothing but net for Xavier Sloper. Oh, not three-pointer. 31-17, St. Mary's leads. Going to get a steal by Barta as he picks off the pass. He's going to have his shot blocked on the missed layup. Rebound to the Tigers. Timberlake the other way. Going to get it to, well, not sure who that was. Shot up. It was from Rush to the 21 of Hyacinth. He's going to go up and get fouled. The foul will go against Ribrick. We'll call it a push. And it'll put Hyacinth to the free throw line for the first, no, it's Simpson to the free throw line for the first time. Or second, not the first time, my bad. 5 of 7, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. And I think he made the first one. He did. All of Simpson's buckets have been from the charity stripe. Second free throw was on the way. That one no good. Lumberjacks are going to chase that down. It gets tipped out of bounds, but they say Timberlake touched it last. So St. Mary's will have the possession. Into Barta. Barta guarded by Valieras in the backcourt. Gets around him, brings it down. All the way to the free throw line. Kicks out to Gustav. Gustav for three. Leaves it short. Rebound to the Tigers. Timberlake brings it down the floor. Hyacinth controls it right side. Swings it to Martin. Over to Rush. Looking to Simpson. Simpson at the free throw line. He's going to drive. Shot is up. No good. Rebound goes to Ribrick. Ribrick to Year Out right side of the floor. He's going to get it to Gustav, who's cutting. Some contact there. No foul. Going to get steal to the Tigers and a turnover by Year Out. And they're going to have a blocking foul against Jack Barta. Jack's first foul, second team foul for St. Mary's. Tigers will inbound 31-18. St. Mary's leads it. Right wing, top of the key. 3-point shot by Hyacinth. That's nothing but net for the Tigers. 31-21, 10-point lead for St. Mary's. JJ has the left side, drives around Martin. He's going to make the move. The bucket, count the bucket and the foul. That foul goes against Valieras, his second. Martin will check out. Coming in for Martin is Shively. For the Lumberjacks, Sloper will come out. Harold checks in. Year Out to the free throw line. 33-21. St. Mary's leads it. Free throw on the way for JJ, up and good. Year Out has 7 on the night. Bringing it down to the Tigers is that's Hyacinth. Left side over to Rush. Back, no, kickball. We'll give JJ a deflection there. I thought JJ had the steal for a second, but they're going to call it a kickball. Inbound pass to the short or the left corner. Back to the top to Shibley. Now into Hyacinth. Hyacinth, far to work against him. Oh, offensive foul. Going to get an illegal screen, I believe, by the 12 of Simpson. Jack Barta comes out. Brock Barta checks in. 34-21, Lumberjacks lead here in the third period. Under 6 to go in the third. 5:52 and counting. Brock Barta bringing it down the floor. He's guarded by Valieras. Takes it right side. Kicks it to the corner to Harold. Harold head fake for 3. Gets it back out to Brock. Brock calls out the offensive set. He's going to give it to Year Out. Year Out. Catch and shoot. Bumped. Not going to get no foul call there. I thought he got bumped around enough to get a foul call. And no. They're going to say that that ball goes up off of the support. It'll be a rebound to the Tigers. Gustav comes out. Sloper checks back in. Tigers have the ball. Running down the left side of the floor is Hyacinth. He's trapped. Gets it away to Simpson. Simpson right side. He's going to find an outlet at the middle of the court just across the timeline. 3-pointer on the way. Shot is off the mark. Rebound for the Tigers. Putback is no good. Rebound goes to Sloper. Sloper brings it down the right side of the floor for St. Mary's. He's looking for an outlet as he picks up his dribble. Gets it to Brock Barta. Brock is going to hand it off to Year Out. Year Out drives the lane. Dishes off to Rib, and Ribrick puts it up and good. The assist from Year Out. 14 for Ribrick tonight. A little bit of backcourt pressure from St. Mary's. Hyacinth gets to the cross. A foul. That's going to go against Barta. That's Brock. St. Mary's being fairly aggressive tonight, picking up fouls quickly. Isaiah Gustav checks back in. Coming out is Ribrick. Only 5 Lumberjacks have scored. Timberlake gets that inbound pass to Hyacinth in the low post. He puts it up and good. 36-23. St. Mary's with the lead by 13. Bringing it across is Brock Barta. He's going to get it to, tries to get it to Sloper, and that's going to be a steal by the Tigers. Just kind of telegraphed that pass. There's a steal by Barta the other way. And then Bart is going to be fouled by Timberlake. Simpson, I believe, is going to pick up that foul. Going to call him for a push. Simpson's going to come out with 3 fouls. Checking in for him is Valieras. 3 fouls for both teams here in the third quarter. Going to get that over to Year Out, or to Holder, Harold, not Holder. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Holder. That ball's deflected, that bounce by Timberlake. A 13-point lead for St. Mary's. Into Brock Barta, top of the key. Brock trying to get it to Year Out, does. Again, they're playing a pretty stiff defense on Year Out. Sloper drives left side, no good on the shot, but he'll be fouled and head to the charity stripe. Foul goes against Valieras. It's going to be a block. That's his 3rd foul. Sloper, 75% free throw shooter. I think he's been there once tonight. I don't remember if he made both of them. First free throw, leaves that one short. Jack Barta checks in. Landon Ribick checks back in. Jackson Harold and J.J. Year Out come out for a breather. Simpson's going to check back in. Valieras comes out with his 3 fouls. So they're switching. I don't think that was necessarily a foul situation. They're just wanting to get Simpson back on the floor. He's one of their key guys, their 6'6" guy. Sloper, 2nd free throw is up and good. Lumberjacks. Gustav putting a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Tigers get across, working left side. Brant Rush back out to Hyacinth. His 3 is no good. Rebound to Sloper. Sloper brings it down the right side for St. Mary's. Works it down to the corner. Going to pick up his dribble. Back out to Jack Barta. Jack surveys. Back to Sloper. Sloper going to spin. Try to go baseline. Loses the handle. Turnover on JJ. Or on Sloper, not JJ. Brock Bart is going to come out. JJ Year Out comes back in after a quick breather. St. Mary's leads by 14. I think that matches their largest lead of the night. Tigers have it left side. Back to Hyacinth. Hyacinth worked and pulls up at the 3-point line. He's going to knock that one down. Lumberjacks left him lots of room. That's his 2nd 3 of the night. 11-point lead for the Lumberjacks. 37-26, 3:18 to go in the 3rd. Jack Barta working left side. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to Sloper in the right. Feeding it over to Ribrick. Ribrick gets double teamed. Ribrick's shot won't fall in. I'm really surprised that one of the Tigers came up off the feet on the pump fake and landed into Ribrick's side, and I guess that doesn't generate a foul. St. Mary's will get possession, though, after the ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Into Year Out. Year Out double teamed out to Barta. Barta to Rib. Rib to Sloper. Sloper, left wing. He's looking to get it to Year Out. Does so. JJ has it. Closely guarded by Shively. Double team. Tries to split the defense, and he'll be fouled as I don't know if it was on the floor or going up for the shot. Looks like he's going to be going for the shot. I'm going to say that was a hit. And it'll be Brendan Martin's 2nd foul. And they'll put JJ to the free throw line. Year Out with 7 tonight. First free throw is up and good by JJ. 38-26. Lumberjacks lead is 12. It's a hard-fought battle here so far. Timberlake was rusty when they're here for the Jamboree. Of course, that's the first live action of the season was that Jamboree. Next free throw is missed. Goes in and out. Timberlake definitely looks like they played a few games and are a little bit have that rust knocked off of them tonight. Playing well. Hyacinth swings it over to Martin. Martin right side. He takes it to the top of the key, hands it off to Hyacinth. Hyacinth works right. Dishes off to Rush. Rush right wing. Guarded by Year Out. Back up the top. 11 on the shot clock. Hyacinth tries to drive. Takes the shot up and over takes the shot over Ribrick. There's a rebound was by the Tigers. There's going to be a foul against St. Mary's. Goes against Year Out. Tigers will shoot 2 free throws. Year Out's first foul. And again, the only guy to the free throw line tonight has been Simpson for Timberlake. He's only missed 3. Make that 4. Jackson Harold checks in for Sloper. He is 5 for 9 from the charity stripe tonight as Simpson. Second free throw is good. And a full timeout taken by the Tigers. 2:12 to go in the third period. 38-27, St. Mary's leads. We'll be back after the timeout by the Tigers.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Tim Parrish here, Lumberjack Gymnasium, third quarter. Lumberjacks lead 38-27 over the Timberlake Tigers with 2:12 to go in the third. Tigers called a quick timeout. I think it was after a Timberlake make on a free throw. So St. Mary's will have the ball. Lumberjacks with the 11-point lead. I don't think there's any subs made. I think we've got all the same guys on the floor. Into Harold. Tigers putting on some pressure in the backcourt. JJ gets it across, drives it all the way in. Dishes, rib, just shot long. Rebound goes to Gustav, though. Going to get a three-pointer up by... Got a three-pointer up by Sparta. It's no good. And they're not going to give it on the shot, but they're calling it. Well, they're calling a foul on Timberlake somewhere in there. And I think the foul goes against Tyson. That is his second 15 foul. It'll put who was the foul committed against? They're trying to find out. It's the 5th foul on Timberlake. So somebody's got to shoot free throws. They're trying to decide who the shooter is for the free throws. The foul was after Brock's shot, or Jack Barta's shot. So they're going to say Jack's going to the free throw line. Jack, 73% on the season from the charity stripe. He has not found the bottom of the net tonight. Now he does. Jack averages 6 points a game right now. It must have been on the box out, not on the shot itself. Next shot on the way up and good for Barta. 40-27, St. Mary's out to a 13-point lead. Sloper getting set to come back in for the Lumberjacks. Gustav's going to deflect that out of bounds. The ball will stay with the Tigers. And Isaiah is going to get a breather. Sloper checks in. Into rush. Now the highest and up top for the Tigers. He's guarded by Jack Barta. Swings over to number 3, Shively. Shively has the ball picked by Barta. Barta going to bring it down. Drives right side. Shot is blocked. Ball will go out of bounds. Team rebound for the Lumberjacks. Jack Barta is going to get a breather. Brock Barta comes in. I think Jack did have a teammate he could have kicked that to for an open jumper. Didn't decide. Was hoping to draw a foul, I think. Going to get a three-point look from Year out the corner. Nothing but net. Jackson Harold with the assist. 43-27. JJ up to 11. Minute 16 to go. Harold on defense. Shively puts a body into him. Dishes it out to Simpson. That ball is going to be deflected out of bounds. Going to stay by Ribrick. Tigers will inbound with 23 on the shot clock, a minute 10 on the game clock. Third quarter, 43-27. St. Mary's leads. Tigers will inbound it. Oops. And little miscommunication there from Shively and his teammate Rush, I think. And I think he tried to pull that ball back because nobody was there to hand it into, and he ends up dropping the ball out of bounds. Lumberjack 10 to Brock Barta. Brock ahead to Year out. Year out. Short corner, right side, backs it back out. Up to Sloper. Sloper between circles. Leads it over to Harold. Harold over to Brock. Now to Sloper. Sloper trying to look maybe to get it to Rib. Rib covered pretty well inside by Simpson. Back out to Sloper. Another entry pass into Rib. Rib goes up strong. Shot is no good. Foul call. I always wonder a little bit on the delay, but I think they wait for that shot to see if it's going to fall in or not before they call the foul. That one goes against Rush. And it'll send Ribrick to the free throw line. 60% on the season. That one rims out for Ribrick. 39 seconds on the clock. Second free throw from Ribrick on the way. Lane violation against St. Mary's, no shot. Didn't go in anyways. Ribrick will check out. Isaiah Gustav comes in for him. 43-27, Lumberjacks with the lead. St. Mary's with some pressure in the backcourt now, but they back out of it fairly quickly. Timberlake has it. Going to try to trap him at the timeline. That's Hyacin. Back over to Brendan. Going to get the travel before the turnover. Harold was still a turnover, but a travel before the steal. Harold thought he had the breakaway layup and kind of gets not really robbed, but still, he was like, dang it. St. Mary's will inbound. 27 on the clock. Brock Barta to Year out. Oh, Year out. Mishandled the dribble. Year out trying to do a little shake and bake there. Just left the ball on the shake. So the Tigers will have possession after the Lumberjack turnover. Hyacin has it right side, skips it to Martin. And not a ref stoppage. I'm not sure what for. I don't know if he didn't put the clock start. I'm not sure what happened. Tigers will inbound from side court. 14 on the clock. Into the corner. Right side. Now to the top of the key. That is back to Hyacin. Hyacin. Cross court. Valieras. 3. Shot is long. Rebound goes to Simpson. Putback was no good. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. 43-27, St. Mary's leads. We'll be back with the final frame after this.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are two things important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care, Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back, ready to start the fourth period of play. 43-27. St. Mary's outscored the Timberlake Tigers 14-10 in the third. Tigers will start with the first possession in the fourth quarter. Martin into the backcourt to Tyson. He'll bring it across, top of the key, guarded by Barta. Looking into Simpson in the paint. Simpson kicks it to the corner. We're going to get a foul underneath on the floor. Foul looks like it goes against, not sure what they called, if it was a push, a block, or what, but it's going to be Sloper picking up his third foul of the contest into Shively, or not Shively, Valieras. Valieras shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Brock Barta. They're going to get it ahead to Jack. The shot just rolls off the rim, no good. And we're going to get a foul against the Tigers. I think that one goes into hold on Martin. His third foul sends Jack Barta to the free throw line where he knocks down the first one. Brock Barta comes out, checking in his rib. Second free throw is going to fall through for Jack as well. 45-27, St. Mary's leads the Tigers. Backcourt pressure from the Lumberjacks. Trying to force a turnover. Tigers get it across the timeline. It is in the hands of Valieras. Now over to Hyacinth. Hyacinth near the midcourt circle. Works it down the left side to Rush. Rush on the wing. He's guarded by Barta. He's going to just pull up for the shot. No good. Rebound goes to Sloper. Sloper brings it down the right side, hands it off to the Jack Barta. Now to Year Out. Year Out, back over to Barta. Jack works it right side all the way down. Picks up his dribble on the blocks, up to Sloper. Sloper for three. That's going to be short. Rebound to the Tigers. St. Mary's has not made a whole lot of threes tonight. I think they've only got a couple of them under their belt. Valieras drives to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper won't go. Rebound to Jack Barta. Jack ahead to Gustav. Gustav thought about a three for a second. Instead, gets it into Rib. Rib has the ball poked away. It goes out to Sloper, or to Gustav. Lumberjacks will slow their offense down just a little bit. Martin comes out and puts pressure on Jack Barta. Jack over to Gustav. Looking into Sloper in the paint. Lots of contact there. Sloper's going to have the first shot missed. Rib saves it back in on the rebound. Another shot put up by Sloper. It won't go, but he'll be hit, and he'll go to the free throw line. The foul goes against Simpson. That's his fourth foul. Sloper to the charity stripe. Sloper has 6 points so far. Make it 7. JJ Year Out gets a breather. Jackson Harold checks in for him. Sloper lines up the next free throw. 47-26. St. Mary's can make the 20-point lead here. Free throw up. That one is good. Oh, nope, no good. They're going to say Jackson Harold too quick across the line, and no good on the free throw. So the score remains 46-27. St. Mary's leads it by 19. Timberlake has it down inside. Shot no good. Foul going to be called against the Lumberjacks. Isaiah Gustav called for the foul. Isaiah's third. Going to the free throw line is Rush. Finally a different Tiger this time. Brock Barta has a little bit of, or Jack Barta has a little bit of blood on his knee, so they got to get him out, get him cleaned up. His brother will check in for him. He'll go over to the locker room. Year Out's also checking in. He'll come in for Isaiah. Free throws coming for Rush. Again, first time for the free throw. It's the only person that's been to the free throw line aside from Simpson tonight. And that first one's going to rattle around and fall through. Waiting on that second free throw from Rush. He takes a look at the rim. Dribbles, shot up. That one front iron, no good. Rebound to the Tigers, though. They'll try to work it underneath, but a steal by Rib. They're going to get it ahead to Sloper. Sloper right short corner. Comes to Harold cutting down the lane. Harold's layup won't go. Got his own rebound. Three-pointer on the way by Rib won't fall. Rebound to the Tigers. Rib normally makes some of those from outside. He's been empty from three-point range this afternoon or this evening. Timberlake has it right wing. That is Rush. Rush working against Barta. Ball knocked loose for a second. Timeout taken by the Tigers. The coach wants a full. With 5:35 to go, St. Mary's leads at 46-28. We'll be back.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benwash, Jones, Cooney, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. 5:35 to go in the contest. 46-28. St. Mary's leads. Tigers have the ball up top. Let's move it over to the right side into Rush. Rush drives into the lane, puts the shot up, won't fall. Rebound can be taken by Ribrick. They get it ahead to Brock Barta. Now to Year Out. Head fake for the three-pointer from deep. I think Year Out can probably get anybody off their feet no matter where he's at for that head fake. Back over to Year Out. Behind the back pass to Sloper. He can't knock down the three. Rebound to Harold. Back to Sloper. Sloper drives, but he'll get called for the offensive foul. Sloper's going to come out with 4 fouls. Checking back in is Jack Barta. Don't want to have Sloper foul out with 5 minutes on the clock, so they're going to give him a breather. Tigers have it the other way. Lake Tyson with it. Going to have the ball poked away for a minute by Year Out. Tigers recover it. Rush drives into the lane. Shot is up. It's going to fall in. Nice shot by Hyacinth. Hyacinth has 10 points in the second half. Going to get that pass down there underneath the Harold. Flip it back out to Jack Barta. Jack took a look behind him. No look past the short corner to Ribrick. Ribrick knocks it down. 48-30. St. Mary's lead is 18. Tigers have it up top. Swing it around to Simpson. Simpson on the right side. He's going to pull up at the top of the key for the three. It's no good. Jackson Harold chases down the rebound. He'll get it across the timeline, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Brock Barta. Brock into the free throw line, kicks it out to Jack. Jack for 3 off the mark. Rebound to the Tigers. Bring it the other way is Hyacinth. He's going to work his way all the way into the lane. Takes it all the way to the hoop. It's up and good. Hyacinth averaging 5 points a game. He is just about the point leader, I think, tonight. Coach Chase wants a timeout. It is a full. 48-32. St. Mary's leads is 16. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
You're listening to Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 AM, St. Mary's, Idaho. North Idaho's classic hits.
We are in the fourth quarter here at Lumberjack Gymnasium, just about 3:45 to go in the contest. Don't forget to stay with us after the game for the post-game wrap-up and the Talk About It player of the game. St. Mary's will inbound from side court. Here out, we'll trigger it into Harold. Harold missed the shot, but got his own rebound. And we have a whistle. And I believe a foul. Maybe it wasn't a foul. I don't know. Let's see. Foul. Yeah, there was a foul on Hyacinth. On Timberlake. 3 fouls apiece. Both teams with 3 fouls. St. Mary's will inbound baseline. Get it into Jack Barta. Jack drives the lane. Shot is up. It won't go on the layup. Harold with a rebound. It won't go. Put back by Barta won't go. And the Timberlake Tigers with the rebound and a foul against St. Mary's. It's a push on Harold. That is his second foul. Tigers will inbound from side court, far side of the floor, into Hyacinth. Hyacinth brings it across, works it right side, now up to the top of the key, over to Martin. Martin looking to get it into Rush. Rush has that come off his knee, turnover Timberlake. Bill Dickinson getting back into the game. I think he might be kind of that replacement for the lack of Marcus Speakman tonight. Dickinson, a junior. 3:15 to go. St. Mary's up 48-32, 16-point lead. Barta has it, picks up his dribble. That's Jack. Has it. Nope. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think he got it stripped out of his hand. He picked it up and then dribbled it again. I think he's got a smile on his face. He's like, oh, I forgot I'd already had my dribble. 48-32, St. Mary's lead. Tigers with the ball. St. Mary's only scored 5 in this quarter. I think both teams have scored 5, actually. Been a defensive slugfest here in the fourth. Going to have Simpson with it. Simpson makes a nice move to the rim and puts it up and good. That's his first bucket from the field tonight. Everything's been free throws. Going to get this pass down into Harold. Harold's going to get fouled. Call it a push on Hyacinth. That's his fourth. Landon Ribrick's going to come in. Jack Barta checks out. Oh, no, Jack is in still. Okay. Whoa, I've got everybody off the court now for some reason. They're going to get that into JJ. JJ has his shot blocked. Rebound, but then Timberlake turns it over. So JJ tried to drive from the left side baseline, got the shot blocked. Timberlake appears to be putting in some of their younger guys now. We got Dylan Smith in there, 33, that's 25, 33 Barnhart. 23, no, Rush was already in number 10, Dakota Montes. JJ will inbound. Going to go to Jack Barta. Jack has it near the midcourt circle. I don't think Timberlake would concede this early, but these guys haven't been in all game, and now we're going to get a foul. It's going to go against the Tigers. They just tried to bowl their way. That was going to call it a push on Brant Rush as he tried to go. He just went right through Jack Barta, setting a screen. Barta for the first free throw up and good. Barta has 5 points tonight, all of them, I believe, from the charity stripe. Second free throw on the way. That one bouncing around, falls off the rim, tipped around. JJ Year out fighting for the ball. It's still loose. And we're going to call it a jump ball by Dickinson as he gets in there and ties it up. JJ bouncing around a few times. And the possession will stay with St. Mary's on the alternating possession. Into Rib, back to Dickinson, over to Jack Barta, Jack to JJ. JJ's going to have that ball stripped out of his hands. It was a deflection to the Tigers. So Lumberjacks went down. Now we want, Coach Chase wants a 30-second timeout. 2:18 to go, 49-34. Lumberjacks lead the Tigers. We'll be back.
The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from Triple X Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Timeout by St. Mary's. There's a 30-second. 49-34. St. Mary's leads. Isaiah Gustav to trigger it in for the Lumberjacks from baseline. Looking to get it into Year Out. Year Out working right wing. Pulls up with a three. Just leaves it a little short. Dickinson almost had the rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds. They say last touch by the Lumberjacks. That was a good job by Dickinson going up and trying to pull that rebound down. Tigers trying to get it in. Lumberjacks putting on some pressure in the backcourt. Brant Rush takes it across for Timberlake. Under 2 to go. Brant with the layup. It's going to do it himself. Lays it up and good. That's Rush's first bucket of the second half. Oh, a bad pass. I'm going to call that turnover on Barta. Going the other way was the 32 of Tom Hallschild. After the Lumberjack turnover, and Coach Chase wants another timeout. That was just kind of a bad pass by Jack Barta. And Coach Chase not happy with that little bit of play there. I don't know how long it was. It was a full timeout. We'll take it as well. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks. If you know which side of a saw cuts wood and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. And we are back. Jackson Harold will check in for Dickinson. St. Mary's inbound from side court after the timeout. Coach Chase not happy with that last little bit of action there from St. Mary's. Gustav into Barta. Jack has it. They're going to try to trap him on the sideline. He's going to find Harold. That's to Gustav. Gustav up and good. Jackson Harold with the assist. Gustav has 8 tonight. 51-38, St. Mary's lead it under a minute and a half to go. Rush drive, he's going to get that shot blocked by Rib. Rebound though the Tigers, and we're going to get, I believe, I'm going to call it a steal by Rib. All the way down to Gustav, and a foul. By Timberlake. Gustav came to a jump step down here, planted himself, and the Timberlake Tiger player, that was number 10, Dakota Montes, went up thinking he was going to try to block this shot, and the jump step got him off his feet. Gustav with the free throw up and good. Isaiah 46% from the charity stripe. Isaac Short checks back in for the Tigers. That's 9 points for Isaiah. Second free throw on the way. That one will roll in. 3 Lumberjacks with double digits tonight. 53-38, St. Mary's leads. And JJ is going to get a foul there with a reach. I'm not even sure if reach is a actual foul. We'll call it a hand check. And that'll put the 33 Barnhart to the free throw line. .102 to go in the game. First free throw is up and good. JJ will check out with 2 fouls. Sloper comes in for him. JJ comes down the line and gives a high five to all of his teammates and to some of the little guys down here on the sideline. Coach Chase having a quick word with him. Free throw miss. Rebound to Harold. And foul against the Tigers. Harold's first free throw was up and good. What did they just call? I don't know. They just said something about Jackson and he doesn't get to shoot a second free throw. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that one. Anyways, the Tigers have the ball, 54-39. St. Mary's lead under a minute to go. St. Mary's on their 7th win of the season. Deflection by Harold. Couldn't quite keep the steal. Going to get a nice move to the bucket by Dakota Montes. He'll put it up and get. The Tigers will call a timeout. I would like to know what that call was, as they pointed at Jackson's foot or something, and I have no clue what they said. But Jackson didn't get to take his next free throw. So a timeout taken by the Tigers. They wanted a 30. Not sure. I think I gave Jackson another foul. I don't think he has 3. So 44 seconds on the clock. Tigers down by 14. Lumberjack ball. Timberlake still playing hard. JJ will inbound. Full court press. Looks like a man press coming from the Tigers. Gonna get it into Sloper. Sloper to Year out. Year out just about fouled. Year out to Harold. Harold misses, but he'll be fouled. That'll send Jackson back to the free throw line. That foul goes against Barnhart. Let's see if Harold can get both of his free throws. Be able to shoot both of them this time. First free throw on the way. That one is good. 6 points for Harold. 55-41. Lumberjacks lead. Second free throw from Harold on the way. That one a little short, but it's going to rattle around and fall through. 37 seconds. Lumberjacks to the backcourt press. Tigers get it into the hands of Short. JJ Year out gets the steal in the dunk. And I don't have him even in the game. They're gonna give JJ a technical foul, saying he hung on the rim. So that'll put the 35 of, I don't have a 35 on my roster for the Tigers. He made both of his free throws. And the Tigers will get possession. I don't know. I guess he kind of hung a little bit, but it's kind of usually just a way to look down and give yourself a chance to spot your landing. Tigers have the ball right side. 3-point shot on the way. Long. Rebound goes to Jack Barta. They're going to get it to Isaiah. Isaiah shot up and good. Year out with the assist. And it's 60-42, and the Tigers will just dribble it out. St. Mary's comes away with their 7th win of the stretch. 60-43 over the Tigers. And I missed a free throw. I didn't put that up there for the Tigers. 60-43 over the visiting Timberlake Tigers. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some halftime stats and your Talk About It player of the game.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. Triple X Feeds has organic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. Triple X Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw.
Are we back? I think we might be back. We had I don't know, our board just kind of froze up on us right there. So I don't know what happened, but that's the first time that has happened. We had to restart the board. So we will just skip the rest. Well, no, we got to go to a commercial. We got to keep that commercial break rolling because I've got to get these numbers tallied up.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, Dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back. St. Mary's comes away with the win over the visiting Timberlake Tigers, 60-43. 17-point victory for the Lumberjacks. If my math was correct, St. Mary's outscored the Tigers 17-16 in the fourth period. Both teams shot fairly well from two-point range. St. Mary's was 56%. The Tigers were 46%. Three-point shooting is another thing altogether for both teams. St. Mary's 1 of 15 from outside tonight. And for 7%, the Tigers shot 15%, 3 of 20. Overall field goal percent, St. Mary's 41%, the Tigers at 33%. Free throw shooting, St. Mary's 74% from the stripe, 63% for the Tigers. Rebounds were dead even at 32 apiece. Fouls, 16 for St. Mary's, 23 for Timberlake. Turnovers, St. Mary's had 12, the Tigers 19. St. Mary's scored 8 points off Timberlake turnovers. The Tigers was 7 points. And off the bench, St. Mary's was 7 points, 5 points from the Timberlake Tigers. Taking a look at the Tigers individually, they get a couple of guys in double digits. Lake Hyacin, the senior, averages 5 points per game. He scored 16 tonight. Brant Rush, who averages 14, scored 10. And Max Simpson, who averages 12, was held to 7 tonight. 4 points, or no, let's see, 2 points apiece off the bench for Dakota Montes. This one's not, this is off the bench as well. Dylan Smith, actually, they might have had more than that off the bench. They might have had 7. So Dylan Smith with 2 off the bench. 2 points for Tom Hausschilt, and 1 point for Jonathan Barnhart off the bench for the Tigers. And 2 points off the bench for number 35 for Timberlake. I didn't have him on my roster, and he's not on the roster we have here either that I'm aware of. Over to the Lumberjacks stats. Let's see here. Leading scoring tonight was Landon Ribrick. He had 16 points to go along with 4 rebounds, a couple of steals, and a couple of blocked shots. JJ Yearout finishes with 13 tonight and 4 rebounds. Isaiah Gustav finished with 12 points, 2 rebounds. Jackson Harold, a solid night, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 assists. Xavier Sloper with 7 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. Jack Barter with 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Our Talk About It player of the game tonight is going to go to the man who is working down underneath and finding himself open, making some good contested shots as well this evening. And that is going to be the 6'7" junior Landon Ribrick. Talk About It player of the game. 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Lumberjacks get a day off, and then they will be on the road to take on the Priest River Spartans on Thursday. We do hope to make that trip. We have some other things going on that day, so hopefully all that goes smoothly, and we can make it up there. But we will do everything in our power to make it to Priest River on Thursday for that league matchup. And then on Saturday, it'll be a quad match here at Lumberjack Gymnasium, boys and girls hosting the Grangeville Bulldogs. That's going to do it here for us from Lumberjack Gymnasium. 60-43, the Lumberjacks win over the visiting Tigers. Have a great evening.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!
Lumberjacks!